Hello guys, Tops here. Today I want to ask myself the question, is the real weapon, the new weapon, really good or not? And after I have more playtime with this weapon now, we did 2 complete runs with this weapon. And I must say, I used it less and less, to be honest. And let me tell you why. The new weapon has high base damage, okay armor efficiency, relatively low armor penetration. Has additional hit chance to hit the head, and ignores bonus from shields, right? And it leaves a cloud of miasma, right? And it has a range of 2 tiles. So right away, this is a ranged weapon comparable to the sword lance, right? And I thought to myself, like, it has more base damage and everything, but the single target damage kind of sucked. And I found the reason why. Because this thing hits to the head, it ignore an additional 20% of armor. So on headshots, we don't have 30 armor penetration, we actually have more. We have 50, right? Yeah, actually Mastery gives us another 10% chance. I think maybe that's already counted in. Yeah, it's probably already counted in. But like, as you can see, like we are missing this additional damage. And as you can see, this weapon has a little bit more damage. So this weapon sucks in terms of single target damage. That's what I found. Therefore, it has AoE. So it's kind of like the Greatsword. It's lower single target damage, but has AoE. Okay. Also has a 2-tile range. That's kind of nice, right? And yeah, actually, I don't know. Like, is this weapon even usable without mastery? Because you don't get the additional 10% ignore headshots, right? And you don't use the thresh ability. I don't know. So maybe this weapon is designed to be used without mastery. I could kind of imagine that. But again, as I already said, because of the headshot being less single target damage, this weapon kind of sucks when it comes to single target damage. And the biggest problem that I have, the cloud of miasma stays there for I think 2 or 3 turns. And I constantly friendly fire with this thing. So I swing it, and then I have these tiles that are full of cloud of miasma, like the ancients priest do. And then I don't want to step a brother on top of that, because I'm taking damage if I do. So I'm harming my own company with that. And that has been my greatest struggle, kind of. Like, it's a weapon because of the mechanic that is kind of hard to use, because it leaves the cloud of miasma. So you have to think ahead, and there are certain tiles you shouldn't step on with your bros if you don't want to lose hit points. And I know EG Rock armor kind of fixes that, but I can't give everybody EG Rock armor, so this is kind of weird. I don't know. Kind of weird. So maybe I need to play with it more. Maybe this is more like a debuff weapon where I can skip mastery, but I kind of want to have mastery just for the fatigue cost, because the AoE is just insane fatigue intensive, like 30 fatigue. You need the reduction to swing this in an AoE, so you kind of need mastery still, although you don't really benefit from the other things that mastery gives you. Oh, it's already bad. Maybe you kind of want to use that with like Crippling Strikes Executioner to damage a bunch of targets and debuff them, and then make damage with the miasma. But that opens the problem of like undead being completely immune against that kind of stuff. So like, I don't know. This weapon feels weird. It's kind of in this weird place where it does a lot of things, but it doesn't do a lot of things properly, right? I mean, it's a free weapon. You get it for free in a fight that is easy doable early on. So, you know, why not? But like, I'm torn apart on this thing, and I would really like from you in the comments what do you guys think about this, because I don't really know, man. I'm in between on this one. I can't really decide. So, and then the next one, the Bloodletter's Reach, that does 10% bleeding damage per turn for 2 turns. So that is actually really nice. If you hit a Necromancer once with that and he has the lower armor, you actually do get him sometimes, depending on the roll of the weapon, of course. But sometimes you get the Necromancer to like below 20 HP. He has 50 HP. And then he's just gonna die from the bleeding. So yeah, so you actually, this weapon is really nice for a sniper, right? So you can do damage to Hexen, Necromancers and Marksmen and other nasty opponents that have low HP. You can kind of bleed them out. Also helps you against the nimble mercenaries, like the master archers and stuff. They have nimble, and bleeding is very good against nimble. So this kind of boosts your damage a little bit and kind of lets you get kills when it otherwise wouldn't be a kill. But you only have 10 arrows. Normally you would have a quiver who contains 14 arrows, so I'm a little bit... I don't like that it has only 10 arrows. But yeah, this stuff does its thing, you know? It's nice additional damage. And yeah, the bow sucks against undeads anyway, so you would never bring an archer to an undead fight if you can help it. I mean ancient undead, most likely. Still okay against zombies and fallen heroes to a certain degree. And especially necromancers, of course, yeah. So I think this has kind of a place, but I'm not sure if it lifts the archer to a point where you have to have one every fight. I still think you can completely play without archers, even with that. But on the other side, this is like really easy obtainable in a fight that is easy doable early on. So yeah, I don't know. I like this on the one side. On the other side, man, it would be so much nicer if this was like 10 additional damage, because that would work against anything, right? Against everything that is immune to bleeding. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. This is okay. I think this is okay. It's a little bit overwhelming, right? We're trying to make something work that is like already not really worth it sometimes, right? So like, especially if you play Lone Wolf or if you play Gladiators and you can't have backpack retinues, like you probably don't want to have an archer in your team. But yeah, the archers, they are good in these big noble house fights. They're okay versus nomads, not great because they have dodge, but okay. You want them in Hexen and Necromancer fights, but yeah, I don't know. Feels a little bit weird too. Guys, please let me know what you think in the comments, because I'm a little bit unsure about this and maybe I need to play a little bit more around with that. Yeah. Alright guys, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.